Okay, welcome everyone. Hey, hey, hey. All right. Yeah, people. Just see people now. I'll just try to wait for people to add on. I don't know if does everyone have Zoom. I don't know why it's sticking. Okay, Arenas doesn't have Zoom. Okay. All right. Well, I wouldn't bother with that then. Um, I must admit, I have to be a little bit give me one. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Hi, good evening, Anissa. I'm trying to see if I can do YouTube live and Zoom at the same time. I don't know if that'll be possible. Hmm. Let's give it a try. While we're waiting, I'm just trying to wait for people to filter in. I can only see 5 or 6 people right now. I was just going to use this opportunity to actually discuss some other resources that I could make available to you all. I don't know when, but trying to get organized as to you know what to do. See if we can set up something here. So hopefully I can see one or two people. Evening Lindy, evening Mark, evening Tiffany. I'm just trying to do something real quickly here. Shanice. Damn it. Zoom is not responding. Right. Okay, I hope you can still see me. I'm just saying welcome everybody. Welcome to another session. I know how it is. I thank you all for coming out. I'm very grateful you came out actually. I'm using this opportunity to actually share some of my resources with you all. Um, I don't know how, in light of the fact that what the hell? I was like getting ready to nap and everything. Thank you, Danae. Thank you, Danae. I'm sorry. You can still nap in between. Hopefully, I wouldn't put you to sleep too much. Right. I was just trying to familiarize you all with some texts that I've been speaking about, but never had the opportunity to really discuss in detail. Since I am in my study, I can actually discuss these texts with you all right in front of you, actually. Right? Like I said before, this is Abacus to Zeus by James Smith Pierce. It's a relatively thin book, right? But it's like a directory for all art historical terms. If you want to use a reference book, it's only about between 1 and 5 US on Amazon. And if you want to use a really good book that will serve you, quite frankly, literally until long after you graduate, this book is absolutely essential reading, right? It's called Abacus to Zeus by James Smith Pierce. Most of the time it's a brown cover. I have a third edition, but the one I see online on Amazon is has a brown cover, right? Let me see if I can set up a meeting right now. 1 second. Right. Next book. So I'm not going to type that in into the live feed. No problem, Anissa. That's fine. The problem with Zoom is that I only get a 40-minute time limit. So I could just I can just give you the password for the meeting and give you the personal ID and the password, right? So we'll see if we could do it. It should be coming up shortly. At least I'll see you for a short while. Evening, Shannon. It's scheduling. So the first book I'm recommending is Abacus to Zeus by James Smith Pierce. Like I said, this is more like a dictionary of art terms. Secondly, as we are here, I will show you this image. This is the image here of Minshall's man crab from the river performance, right? That we spoke about last time, right? I don't know if you're familiar with this one. This is another performance, carnival performance 1998 by Peter Minshall called Red. Okay. Typing in. It's 510. No, CB. I'm just trying to show you all resources. I'm just not. You don't have to get or do anything to the session. I'm just trying to show you all resources that I think will be helpful both during your studies in your bachelor's program, as well as resources that will prove to you to be invaluable long after you graduate. If you want to stick with any art history thing. Three to seven. So we'll have dashes in between this thing here. Just give me please bear with me. How seems awkward this damn thing. Hmm. 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 Right, so here's all the information. And I will see if anybody else has Zooms we could join. I have no idea what's going to look like. Like I said, I trust YouTube, because at least you could type in your information and I could respond to it directly. So I'm having more of a Q&A actually right now, right? Um, and you really don't have to do anything apart from, if you have any particular questions. Hopefully by now, I'm just typing this right here. Okay, well, go ahead and try it. Like I said, it's right there. All the information is there. So that you don't have to if you don't want to. Like I said, this is the first time I'm trying it. I'm not seeing anybody else join the meeting. Um, I'll see if it comes up. What? It's telling me it's on. Ah, dread. I really sorry it can't trying to get started. I'm trying to get it to start and it's not starting. Right. Okay, so while I wait for the Zoom thing to start, if it doesn't start, I'll just say screw it and just stick with what I have right now. Right? It's really dreadful. Yeah, but I can't even start it, Chloe. It's not even coming up to start it. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you're in it, but I can't even start it. So I guess I have to resort to sticking with this. Okay, not available. Yeah, I can't even start it. I'll tell you what. Let me try to delete it, and then I'll delete the Zoom meeting. I'll try and start in a few minutes again. All right. So deleting this one. Shit. $520.05. Host on. Participants on. Video on. Host on. Let's try this one, shall we? We're trying it again. We'll start in 2 minutes time. Oh, Lord of mercy. What I just put up right now? This one right here. I'm just gonna wait the 2 minutes and let's go with 2 minutes. If that doesn't start, then I will have to say that Zoom is an utter waste of time. In the meantime, so like I said before, the books I've referred to so far are Abacus to Zeus by James Smith Pierce. Another book I recommend very highly is a book that is in the Heritage Library. This book here, Caribbean Art by Villa Pupiai. I think that's how you pronounce the name. Her name is a Dutch lady living in Jamaica. Name is Villa Pupiai. Let's see what the new ID says. And this is the Caribbean art that existed in the 1990s. Now, what you will find is this here is the image of Leroy Clark's Weavers of the Dust. Okay. But it sort of gives you a overview of, key works in the Caribbean, but doesn't really tell you too much about the individual works, the individual artists. This is Minshaw's Man Crab again. Let's see if the meeting comes up. Right, on now. When I click on now, there's no button for me to start, which I find is just dumb. Well, it's doing the same nonsense. It's not giving me the option to start. It just absolutely sucks. I don't use the Blackboard Collaborative app because of the fact that I am an adjunct lecturer and I don't have access to it, believe it or not. This is the reason why. Okay, I don't have access by a password or whatever facilitation to the My Learning facility at the lecturer. And every semester I have a problem and I don't have access to it. Yeah, exactly. So just stick to having the session here and done. All right. I'm just trying to go through some sources with you all. The next source, like I said, is this one here. It's called Caribbean Art. This was printed in 1998. And this, like I said, this book is very, very important because this was one of the first books this is actually published by a British publisher called Thames and Hudson. And it was one of the first times in 1998 that, sort of put Caribbean artwork literally on the international map, right? And it was very important at that time. Like I said, the 1990s were a very, very crucial time in the history of the Caribbean. The art history of the Caribbean, right? And I just want to kind of drive that point home. So I'll put it in writing. Good question. The answer is no. I am still awaiting approval from the powers that be. All I know is that the exam will not be a typical Q&A like we had for 1904 last semester. That's all I could say for the time being. I'm still waiting approval from the coordinator and from the head of the department and from the Dean of Humanities. It has to go up the chain. Okay? So, in light of that, I cannot give you a definite. It's a good question. It is well within your right to ask about the upcoming exam. But unfortunately, right now, I cannot give you an answer. All I know is for certain it will not be the typical Q&A kind of answer, kind of question and answer. That's check my phone. Honestly, it's a blank thing. Timothy. If you check my phone, that's what I'm doing. Check my phone right now, and this is what I'm guessing. Yes, yeah, it's weird. Page 13. What does that mean? Just a little note. I kind of have to lock off a little bit earlier, so I'm going till 7 and not till 8 o'clock. Right? Today. Um, right? But I want to make sure that you'll get to see certain books, and one important book, like I said, this is available. Um, yes, definitely, and I will give you feedback. Right? Like I said, the deadline is officially the 10th of April. Now, I don't think I have to go through the list of the classroom because there's a few people who joined the class late. I tried emailing them, and I'm not getting people accepting the invitations. Right? If you know anybody like that in that situation, please let me know. I know one of them is Shion Lotan. Okay, I really don't know if you can contact him specifically, or you can contact somebody who could contact him. But I really need to make sure that everybody is getting notifications on the classroom app. The question is, you can send anytime right? Send to the Gmail. I'll obviously email that acknowledgement. If I haven't emailed you in the acknowledgement, for the love of God, email me or contact me ASAP. All right. So if you send something and I haven't sent you an acknowledgement, um, please email me. Okay, so I'm gonna repeat again. You're gonna send the drafts to my email, right? And my email, just to be doubly sure, right? So you can send a draft to my email, okay? Um, but the official final submission should be sent through the Classroom app, so the app will make a note of it, and then after that, I can actually send you your grade and your feedback through the app as well, right? So everybody cool with that, right? I guess the official deadline. Okay, I think that's so just about a week, but at least it gives you some breathing room. I know we've had all the disruptions going on. All right, everybody cool with that? If there are any unexpected emergencies, some situation has come up with that, um, let me know as well too. Okay. Right. So, like I said before, I'm sorry this thing is going so dry. Right. The two texts I've done so far, that says Abacus to Zeus again and Caribbean Art. The other book I recommend very highly is this book called Flash of the Spirit by Robert Farris Thompson. And it's a book written in the early 80s that deals with the intellect or the philosophy of African religions, right? I'm going to say I'll type a summary of these books as we come on to the end. But it is very much dealing with the details of that philosophy and the reasons behind that philosophy and stuff like that, and how those philosophies have been transferred over um, the Atlantic from the West Africa to the New World. So not just simply the Caribbean, but also United States, North America, South America as well too. But I mean, a lot of these traits, or these inherent characteristics that have been ingrained in African religions, have come over to us in the Caribbean. Right. Now a little bit more detail on modern art. This here is a book called Theories of Modern Art by Herschel B. Chip. And it's usually written for second year courses if you study abroad. But what it has is the letters and journals and statements by the artists themselves. So, for example, if I deal with Cubism, I'll try and find something specific from Picasso, from Cubism. I'll find something very specific. So I'm going to read a statement specifically from Cubism that what Picasso had said, right? It is impossible to envisage all the consequences and possibilities of an art so profound and so meticulous. The object, real or illusory, is doubtless called upon to play a more and more important role. The object is the inner frame of the picture and marks the limit of its profundity, just as the actual frame marks its external limits. Representing planes to denote volumes, Picasso gives an enumeration so complete and so decisive of the various elements which make up the object that these do not take the shape of the object, thanks to the effort of the spectator, who is forced to see all the elements simultaneously just because of the way they have been arranged. Is this art profound rather than noble? It does not dispense with the observation of nature and acts upon us as intimately as nature herself. Right? So I'm saying this is the kind of mumbo jumbo that comes out of Cubism. And like I said before, it goes to show you that in this textbook, the writings of the artists themselves should give you an idea of how you should proceed to write about your art as you do your personal journals and everything else. And the book is called Theories of Modern Art by Herschel B. Chip. If you guys, I know, want to get together and form your own art movement, give it a name, give it a manifesto, give it a specific purpose, right? This book has the examples that you should follow. And like again, I may not get a chance to scan or to allow you to peruse the whole thing. But what I also want to show you is another book I have of sketches. This is actually one of my book that was given to me when I was this is a book of master drawings, right? Actually given to me by at the printer I used to work in Snowshaw. And it has sketches by artists. So I'm giving you some stuff here. Of certain masterpieces, but you will see the sketches of the artwork prior to the completed drawing. So I'm gonna find something here. Like I said, these are sketches. This is one by Delacroix. It's called Tiger Eating a Horse. And you'll sort of see the gestural nature of the drawings that are incomplete, basically. So just like you, the artists engaged in sketches and preliminary studies before completing the final work. I find something that is probably a little bit more legible. Here's some sketches by Millet. So it's called Hill Landscape by Millet, done in watercolor wash and pen and ink. Right? So I want to show you these artworks as examples of the fact that the artists did preliminary studies before they did completed paintings. There's a charcoal drawing by Millet again called Maternal Duties, and it's a mother just dressing an infant child. Remember Millay in particular, he had a, try to ennoble the lower classes. One artist who was very good at gestural drawing in particular was Daumier, Honoré Daumier. And it's called Story of a Head. And this other one by Daumier called Circus Parade. This is the late 1800s, late 19th century. I thought I would share these with you. As you could see the preliminary studies done for the artwork. Some of the works are not so well known. Okay, Shavana. This here is Renoir, Auguste Renoir, Renoir. This is a famous painting as well too, but this is a sketch of the painting. And it's called Country Dance by Renoir. And he did a lot of portraits. Bathers by Renoir. And I'm going to show you more than anything else. This is called the Boating Party. Again, watercolor wash done prior to the final full-sized composition. But you're kind of seeing with these very quick preliminary sketches, this is how the artists did their work, and this is how the final this is the work that was done that led to the final piece. This one here is called I'm going to read the title of this one. It's written in somebody's handwriting. There's always obviously a portrait of a woman and a man in front. Another one much more simpler title, simply called Seated Woman. So just trying to show you that, the artist, most time when you hang a masterpiece, that the masterpiece was the end product of several preliminary sketches. This one is called the Bridget Argentine. Okay. This is a very famous painting. You can look it up. Renoir, Renoir, and the name of the painting is called A Piano Lesson. So this is a charcoal sketch that was done prior to the piano lesson. So I'll actually type that one in for you. So many people have seen the final painting, but not many people have ever seen the sketch, right? And I want you to take a good look at it because the quality of the rendering is not that different beyond most of your capability right now. I'm pretty certain that as artists, your quality of rendering, your ability to render something like this is well within your ability. Okay? Another one called After the Bath. Sorry, I'm gonna take a little bit. Again, charcoal drawings. And these were done by the what would fall into the realist category. Now, um, Edgar Degas did a lot of drawings of ballet dancers. Right? So Renoir, Degas, these are all mostly impressionists, right? And this is what he did here. You'll probably know the ballet dancers by Degas. Like I said, these were studies probably done from life, from real life examples. And they were done very, very quickly to capture a specific scene. These here are sketches by Paul Cézanne. These are quite impressive. These are just head studies, gestural drawings, very, very loose, very, very quick sketches by Paul Cézanne. I'll type out the name for you. And if you look at Paul Cézanne's work in a little bit more detail, um, it's called, he's basically attributed as the grandfather of Cubism. And you can see here, here's a still life, the watercolor. So let me make sure you can get a good look at it. And here, quite surprisingly, is a landscape study done in watercolor. I'm sure that you can get a good look at it so that I don't want to spoil it for you. I find it's very, very important that you'll see these works, see the works of the masters, so that you will get an appreciation of the process again of art. And lo and behold, well, yeah. Who's Mars Flower? What's Mars Flower's real name? I don't even know Mars Flower's real name. Cézanne actually did landscapes. One of the landscapes he did almost obsessively was because most people know Cézanne for his still lifes. Yeah, Leah. Thank you, Leah. Um, the landscapes of Cézanne, in addition to, so I'll type it out. Typing it in. What I also want to show you, and it's quite fortunate we have it here too. These are sketches by Van Gogh. And this is a sketch by Van Gogh, again in charcoal, called Working Woman. Alright, this one's called Working Woman. And the only other one that's in this book is I can't even read the title actually. It's called The Garden of Numer in Winter. So this one's called The Garden of Numer, and look how it's spelled Nenurmer in winter. Yes, that was charcoal, Shivana. I'm certain that was charcoal. Fonte. It's called Working Woman. And again, I'm sure I'll find it here. Just give me a second. Please bear with me. It's the Garden of Nuenen, Nuenen, in winter. This painting, the title of this work, I'll turn it sideways, horizontally. It's called The Garden of Nuenen in winter. We'll hold it there a little bit more stable so we can get a good look at it. I don't want to, you can obviously see a figure on the far side, and they have two like big piles of hay and the ladder, and one person pitching the hay basically. Okay, this is definitely pen and ink. The previous piece was charcoal. Okay, the reason why I'm showing this picture, these drawings, is because okay, the reason why I'm showing these drawings is because I want to obviously put the work of our local artists into into comparison, because you're going to see very quickly that Jackie Hingston's work is very much along the lines of these artists I just showed you. There's a specific book called sorry, and there is So I want you to having, you know, look at the works by Jackie Hinkson in particular in the context of the work of the masters that we have seen, right? You'll also know that Leroy Clark has his own website as well too. All right, so does everybody see the I also want to post up the images for the art magazine. Which hasn't been updated in a while. And Chris Crozier's website, his personal blog, is here. The reason why I'm putting up Chris Crozier is because I also want to, there's a specific work I want to deal with by Chris Crozier. It's called Does anybody know this work? Okay. Let me see if I could send you a link to it. Hmm. Please bear with me. A really good picture, actually. Right, that's the image right there. Right? It's called. Yes, I mentioned it strongly because I want you all to become a little bit familiar with it. This is a work, like I said, is distinctly Trinidadian. It is distinctly about being Trinidadian. It is distinctly about being Trinidadian, in a time when Trinidadians were making that. Trinidadians probably of people like Cozia's condition who were born in the 1950s, 1960s, around the time that Trinidad became independent, um, had to make that transition from being a colony, from living in a British colony, to living in an independent nation. So people born around the time of Trinidad's independence um, had to deal with that, issue. Yes, similar to looks like a patriotic breakfast. It's a good way you put it that way, but it had a lot to do with a lot of subtle issues as well too. One of them being classism, the other being racism. Because if you're, it's about conformity. Yes, all these sandwiches, it's an installation, but all these sandwiches are nice, neatly wrapped in wax paper, and they have a little Trinidad flag, a little toothpick with a Trinidad flag in them, right? And they all neatly arranged in this perfect row, and it looks like they're advancing towards something, right? Um, but in addition to that, there's the issues of conformity, you know, and state of conformity, you know, and status and your position in society. Those are the things that artwork specifically deals with. And I want to talk a little bit about that if you don't mind, if you just indulge me a little bit, please. Because do you all remember the video, the Anthony Bourdain video with where he interviews Muhammad Mawakil of Freetown Collective? Right? One of the things that Muhammad pointed out was that generation that was born you know, had this mindset, that they would dutifully fulfill, follow the mandate of Dr. Eric Williams. And they would follow the keywords that he used: discipline, that followed discipline, production, and tolerance. And they would build this, nation of Trinidad and Tobago, right? A nation, you know, anti-colonial, yes, but also very, faithful, traditionally faithful to colonial ways. And this is part of the things that, makes art so difficult in Trinidad. Because as you've seen the case of Casablanca, many people still follow Casablanca's model of what art should be, despite the fact that art has changed so much. And you see how in the case of Cozier here, how hard, 1 minute you have paintings of bamboo and stuff like that. Next minute you have, a bunch of sandwiches lined up line up on the floor, right? And despite the fact that art has changed so much, most people, if they want to buy a painting, right, they want to buy a landscape painting or a portrait. Probably somebody a little bit more adventurous might buy a nude, but then it's a exoticized nude, you know. But these are kind of traditions that still remain with us even to this day. Trinidad is still a very, very, very rigid traditional society. So when a work comes along like Francisco Cabral's phone that I showed you last class, where you have an image here of a wooden chair with a fisheye lens, and then images of nudity sort of inlaid in the back of the chair. That still freaks people out even today, even though this work was done almost 30 years, almost 30 years ago, 28 years ago. Right? This is 28 years ago, people. And still, this work is seen as being controversial and hard to accept in this day and age, in the 21st century. Right? But keep that in mind. Keep that in, as something that is a issue. I won't say it's a problem, but it's an issue that continues to remain, very, very strong in Trinidad's art today. So, can I get your I wanted to do most. Let y'all do most of the talking now, in the sense that y'all could do the talking as far as asking questions. I'm asking as well too if any of y'all watched the videos I put up in the live chat from last week. Well, Anissa, okay. Well, what do you think of them? What did you get out of them? Any specific works that moved you to say something? Well, Timothy, get out of it. I don't understand what an emoji is. Well, I mean, the one culture. The one on the bank. I don't know which one you mean. Yeah, Chloe, I really want you to see that one. Okay. Oh, banker guide. Okay, okay, I understand what you're saying. No, the one I'm talking about specifically Trinidad's art right now, and the one I really want you to watch is called Lost Books of Culture. I'll put it up here. Let's see if I can type in the URL. All right, it's called The Lost Works of Culture. Please do, right? I really encourage you. Do not waste your time. It is absolutely important. It could even be a topic. Yes, Shivana, you're right. So the sacrifice has to be made. So it is like is art just simply something to does art get in the way of progress, basically? And that's a harsh reality that we have to face. What the question you have to ask is, what purpose does art serve? Well, there's an issue right now. When I say academia, I mean people who do the PhDs and stuff like that, right? That our art has moved from a nationalist focus to a post. Like I said, this is just a theory. There's not these aren't hardcore rules. These are not the absolute truth. But what you saw in the time of Kalal Chang around independence was artwork that was meant to just really serve to inspire and to motivate the Trinidadian population specifically. about Trinidadian issues. Even Kodayo's work that we discussed in detail last time um, also deals with that whole nationalist focus that's empowering the local Trinidad and Tobago people to, get in touch with their identity, get in touch with their spirituality, get in touch with who they are in order to, stake our claim in the wider world. This goes even for the work of Leroy Clark. Okay? Now, the issue with works like from Cozier and Peter Minshall and stuff like that is that their work, is now post-national because they were projecting ourselves outside Trinidad and Tobago. Remember I said last time, there's a real, real serious thing that Cozier points out. He points it out just back in 1992, is the fact that there's a difference between being a Trinidadian artist and the artist from Trinidad. Does anybody remember that? Yes, and he said, I spoke to the Bible, I want to kind of drill home that distinction. So what that distinction really is trying to say is that the artist. Yes, I'll bring up the issue right now. No, no, it's the other way around, Anissa. I want to make that very, very clear. It's the other way around. If you're artist from Trinidad, right? You originally came from Trinidad. You originally came from the small island, but you have your sights, and your whole vision is expanded towards asserting your art on the entire globe. As opposed to a Trinidadian artist, sorry. Um, yeah, Dolce Vana, right? Okay, so artist from Trinidad, post-nationalist. Trinidadian artist, nationalist. Okay, is that clear? Damn it. So for the love of God, people, I'm begging you all, watch the videos that I'm posting up in the um, live chat, please. Because, you know, I mean, it's the reason why I'm putting it. What I'm going to share with you all now is the opening of the 1992 Barcelona Olympic Games, which was obviously done and orchestrated, designed and orchestrated by Peter Minshall. Yeah, Siobhan's right. But even if you're doing it abroad, there's the fact that you're doing it abroad, it sort of implies that you intend for your art to function and be experienced and to interact with a wider foreign audience, right? That's what I'm trying to see. So this here is the opening. I wouldn't just say Peter Minshall alone, but I also say and it's Peter Minshall and the Carlo Company. And the reason why the Carlo Company was actually formed was so that they could make, you know, formal bids to request participating in events such as this one. Right? There's a whole reason behind everything, and it's not just Peter Minshall alone, but the Carlo Company that is that was formed. And something else I'm going to try to show you very quickly is All right, so Conway, so Shivana agrees that was one of the best openings ever. It still remains, yes, most spectacular, one of the most spectacular openings ever, right? And like I said before, um, there was a feeling at the time, and it was mentioned very much in this magazine here, like I said before, I keep on bringing up this magazine, um, to sort of emphasize at the time, the whole feeling at the time. If you were, around in 1992, it really felt as if Trinidad was finally getting somewhere in the world. Our art was, going places. Our art was doing things. Now, what you could do, Conrad, is that you could just open another window of YouTube and just enter in the code I give you for the copy and paste the link, and you can watch it while the channel is going on. Okay, you can do that way as well too. I just want to read the editorial that 1992 was a big year, right? 1992 also symbolized 500 years since Columbus discovered the New World, coincidentally, right? So he says in his editorial, Caribbean artists have come into their own with the use of the dancing mobiles of Peter Minshall at the opening of the Boston Olympic Games, and the award of the Nobel Prize for Literature going to Derek Walcott. Gallery wishes to congratulate these two artists on their achievements. The attention focused on the Caribbean as a result will do much to promote the region in terms of its cultural and artistic significance. During 1992, Trinidad and Tobago was well represented abroad. 1492/1992, another look at the Caribbean, opened early in the year at Espace Capot in Courbevoie, France, contemporary painting, Trinidad and Tobago, at the October Gallery in London in September, provide an overview of contemporary expression to an English audience. The work of four painters of diverse philosophical styles: Isaiah James Boodoo, Leroy Clark, Kenwin Critchlow, and Emoyu Baba. In Bonn, that's in Germany, at the Gallery Hansen, the work of Shashi Maharaj provided for the Germans yet another dimension of Trinidad and Tobago's expression. These exhibitions were timely, particularly as the exposure to and awareness of the international market are becoming more and more important to artists with a tightening local market. Unfortunately, Trinidad and Tobago was only marginally represented at the first biennial of paintings in the Dominican Republic, with submissions only for the personally invited category. Misunderstandings, due largely to bad English translations of the articles received from the biennial organizers, and ideological differences between the local organizers and some of the artists caused the abandonment of additional submissions to other categories. 1992, with the recognition of the 500th anniversary of the landing of Columbus, has given the New World a new identity. More and more, the art of the Caribbean and Latin America is being recognized as an important part of the mainstream of international expression. As this appreciation grows, so too will the market open for local artists. It is therefore essential that the artistic community work together, regardless of preference for school of style, to promote the Caribbean within the context of this appreciation and for the common good of Caribbean artists and art. Yeah, I just want to let that sink in because this was written 28 years ago, right? 28 years ago, this was written by Jeffrey McLean. As you see now, I'm pretty sure the sentiment now is that our art is no really any further to becoming internationally recognized as it was 30, 40 years ago. And what I plan to do with the next lecture is to try to grapple with why. Why is that a problem? Why do we start this problem? Why is Caribbean art When I say Caribbean arts, I mean specifically the work of the English speaking Caribbean. And there are many reasons for that. And you see how with the opening of the Barcelona games in 1992, it doesn't really get better than that. You know what I mean? You have a local artist from Little Trinidad playing on the global stage, basically. And that, still is an impediment for any artist, any decent artist from Trinidad from getting, serious recognition. So I'm going to try to answer, I won't actually answer, but I'll try to address some of those questions in our next seminar, our next session. Right? Anybody have any questions or comments? Still waiting. That's people are waiting. Anything else? Okay. So that was a question. I mean, my themes. I mean, general. That could be one thing. When I say theme, I mean the general topic. Is it about racism? Is it about distinctions in class? Is it about landscapes? Is it about, the issue of patronage? That type of thing. General issues. Yeah, don't overthink it, Shabana. Just a general idea. Right? Here's another video I want you to watch if you can watch it right now. This is a song. This is a music video. Sorry, Janet Jackson, sorry, I meant to say. My bad. Yeah, so Anissa, I know most of us older people would know that song, but the millennials we have in class wouldn't know that song right away. But I want you to kind of watch the video. And Gabriel actually likes that song. Yeah, this song is old. This song is really, really old. But I want you to watch the video. I want you to watch the video specifically. Specifically, specifically in the first 2 seconds, when you see that woman, you see the opening shot of the lady with the butterfly wings, right? And then you will see at 1:38 there's a puppet, um, and the whole dancing procession, the whole dancing scene. There's a puppet, right? A big life-size, larger than life puppet, right? I want you to look at those specific details in the video, if you can. Yes, it's been shown. That's what I was trying to allude to. A specific mass by Minstrel called the Merry Monarch. Or He Who Laughs Last, or something like that's called. I'm trying to look it up right now. Right. Right. So that was what I was trying to allude to. The butterfly wings. Papillon. Of the early 1980s. No, 1980s. And then you have what you saw, the puppet, is the Merry Monarch. Around 1987. No, sorry. Sorry. My bad. The Merry Monarch. I'm trying to find which band specifically. Of 1987. Yeah, sorry, right. But you may not know that the Masquerade was filmed without was used in the video without Mitchell's permission. That's something you may not know. I want to share it with you all because, again, part of the one of the issues as to why art has gotten onto the world stage, but we never seem to have benefited from that. Is because we didn't have any state support or any legal protection. I want that sink in because you know what else do you have to achieve? What other accomplishment, what other greater accomplishment is there than to design um, the ceremony for the Summer Olympics? That's one of the most prestigious, one of the most magnanimous, one of the most monumental, one of the most everything, fantastic as an artist, as a designer. You know, that is one of the most amazing accomplishments. But did Trinidad really benefit from that? Did the artist? Well, what happened? Let me tell you the story. What happened? Because I talked to the Witch Mitchell's partner about it. Come later. Um, a film crew came down one carnival, and they say, "Okay, we're gonna just take some footage. Let's take some shots if you don't mind, right?" Kind of casually asked them, and they said, "Okay, sure, go ahead." And all of a sudden, that's the music video. This is how nasty business is, and these are some of the things that are still not talked about. We don't make enough of a fuss about it. We don't we don't we don't complain enough, right? So yes, I hope I answered your question too. They literally, the film crew came down. They said they were videotaping Carnival generally, right? And they came to Mitchell's band and so they wanted to let this costume. They just want to take some shots of it. He tried. He and his partner Todd Gullick tried, but were unsuccessful. No problems, Avi. I will be ending in the next 10 minutes though. Alright? So, that's how you came. A little bit late, but I'm talking about the video I had posted up. right? So there was no real legal protection. There was no real will, no real resources to really pursue them aggressively. Because I mean, it's there'd be a little, you as a one-time designer versus some major entertainment company, right? I think the music is I think it's actually Sony that publishes music, but I'm not 100% sure. But the whole thing about exploitation has been going on for decades. And it's again another reason why, one of many reasons why our art did not get, has not benefited us. Okay, is that we don't have the robust backing from our state resources. Yes, Xavier, thank you. Right, but I want to kind of stress that, right? That in his account, talking to Minshall's partner Todd Gullick about that, and they tried to pursue it, but couldn't get very far. I think it was a question of resources rather than whether being right or being wrong. But I wanted to show that video very, very, very quickly in order to emphasize that Minshall's mask was used, without his permission, and he was successful. They succeeded in exploiting him. Okay, and it's one of many examples in the history of Trinidad entertainment where artists from abroad take our music, take our art, and run off with it and make plenty money off it, and you know we'll have to suck salt basically. So it's one of many examples of instances where our art has been exploited by foreign entities abroad. One of the most famous, definitely before your time, before my time, was Rum and Coca-Cola, that was originally written by Lord Vader, and then you know taken up by the Andrew sisters and made into a big hit. And Lord Vader never got that money, those royalties at all. You may know it. Yeah, Kim, just now. So I'm gonna show play the original. Right? Um, and Vader never got me. Right? So the images have been shown. I kind of want to leave you with that, just feel, just let it sink in, right? So what I would mention is nothing new, right? So on that note, people, I'll wrap it up. I'll wrap up our session today. Right? And I'll see you next week. Okay? So, take care. Yeah, I really want you to watch the videos, particularly the one on Kalal Chang as well too. Right? Right? Okay, thank you. Okay, Shanice. All right, people. All right. So, I'm going to type in Big Deal. Please, please, please. Right? Right? Please watch the videos. I'll put something real quickly for you now. We got what's on James Brown. Right? So I'm begging you all, please, please, please watch the videos. Right? Hopefully you get a couple of that. That's for a little humor. I'll find a good one here. Yo. Right. Yeah, thank you, Anissa. Alright? Yeah, watch the whole video, watch the whole background, watch the whole crying, the beginning playing. I'm on my knees begging you all people, literally. Watch the videos, right? So there's, I think there are 3 videos to watch. Let me just sum up. Carl Chang. Right. 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 Okay. That's it, folks. All right. So long, farewell. Until next Wednesday. All right. Goodbye and God bless. All right. Okay.